Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on. Gather round, it's time to learn. With every egg a new day will burn.
Ever crack an egg open for breakfast and wonder, how on earth did this get here?
Well, today's deep dive is all about that. We're talking U.S. egg production and how those eggs end up safe to eat.
And trust me, it's way more complicated and interesting than you might think.
Right. Who knew?
So first things first. Did you know that the U.S. handles eggs totally differently than Europe?
We really do. For example, most of Europe actually requires salmonella vaccinations for their hens.
Wait, really? I had no idea. Here, I thought vaccination was the standard everywhere.
Not quite.
So why doesn't the U.S. have the same kind of rule?
Well, for a long time, the thinking was that vaccination wasn't that effective against contamination inside the egg.
I guess that makes sense.
But here's the thing. Newer research actually contradicts that. Turns out, modern vaccination methods are working really well at preventing that internal contamination.
Oh, wow. So things have changed.
Definitely evolving.
Yeah.
After that huge salmonella outbreak back in 2010, the one where 500 million eggs got recalled?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a big wake-up call. Now, somewhere between a third and half of U.S. egg producers actually do vaccinate their hens.
So are vaccinated chickens the be-all and end-all for egg safety?
Well, it's one piece of the puzzle. You see, the U.S. also has this super strict testing system in hen houses, what we call post-production control. When it's done right, it's super effective.
So it's two different approaches to the same goal.
Exactly. And both work pretty darn well.
Speaking of different approaches, what about how long eggs can be stored? Does the U.S. do that differently from Europe, too?
Big time. See, in Europe, eggs aren't always refrigerated.
Wait, what? They just leave them out?
Yeah, it's way more common than you'd think.
But how do they not go bad?
Well, because they're not refrigerated, they don't last as long, usually about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But in the U.S., we refrigerate pretty much all our eggs, right? So they can last in your fridge for 2 months.
That is a huge difference.
And get this, the eggs you see in stores, those can last even longer because they're kept in these super controlled, cold environments.
Hold on, back up a sec.
Yeah.
You said Europeans don't always refrigerate their eggs. How is that even possible?
Okay, so you know how chickens naturally lay fewer eggs in the winter?
Yeah, less daylight. Right, less egg power.
Exactly. Now, historically, this was a problem for U.S. producers because they wanted to sell eggs year-round.
Makes sense. Got to keep those breakfast tables stocked.
Right. So, their solution? Chilling. Really precise chilling, way colder than your fridge at home. We're talking storing eggs for up to a year, keeping them fresh until people were ready to buy them.
A year? That seems a little excessive. Why don't they do that anymore?
Well, these days, a lot of U.S. producers use artificial light and temperature control in their hen houses. Basically, they trick the chickens into thinking it's always springtime, so they lay eggs year-round.
Wow, that's pretty clever.
It is, and it means those eggs don't need to be stored as long and get to consumers much faster.
Man, who knew there was so much to unpack about eggs? We've gone from outbreaks to chicken biology to year-long egg storage.
It's a wild ride.
So, to sum it all up, the U.S. and Europe definitely have different ways of doing things when it comes to eggs, both for safety and storage.
Different strokes, different folks, right?
Totally. But here's something to chew on. With all the technology and changing ideas about food, how do you think egg production will change in the future? And what role will we play as consumers?
That's a great question.
Think about that next time you're making an omelet. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on. Gather round, it's time to learn. With every egg a new day will burn. Step right up to the chicken shack, where laughter and learning keep us on track. From caring for chicks to the eggs we collect, join our chicken family, you're just perfect. Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on. Gather round, it's time to learn. With every egg a new day will burn. Gather round, it's time to learn with them. If chicken family, you're just perfect. Feel the joy, let it fill your heart. In this chicken life, we all play a part. Step right up to the chicken shack, where laughter and learning keep us on track. From caring for chicks to the eggs we collect, join our chicken family, you're just perfect. So come on down, don't be late. At the chicken shack, it's gonna be great. So come on down, don't be late. At the chicken shack, it's gonna be great.